I'm Matthias. Last time we spoke, you were about to go on stage and do a talk. So if you can introduce what that talk was about and your business.
Yeah, Cormac, thank you. Thanks for being here. Um, yeah, I'm Matthias. I'm an architect, also partner in a bigger architectural office here in Münster, Germany. We're about 70 people, and maybe you know that since in Germany, and since 3 years, the economic yeah business and the real estate business is quite downshifting. So it's very, very important that you be very efficient in your acquisition of buildings. And if you think about an architect, it's very complex to get the first glimpse what you should or what you could do with a building or a building site, whatever.
Mm.
And we always try to be very fast and efficient there. And therefore, I founded 3.5 years ago together with my sandbox friend. I don't know if this is the right saying for that. So I know David is my co-founder, since I'm a child, and we always want to found a business together. And I had been on like a sabbatical 6 months, so not a year, just a half a year. And I processed in my head the problems we have in our architectural office, and it's very good to have this time off to really process it very well. And I came up with this idea of going a very, very data-driven approach. And I approached David with this idea. We had some beers, of course, and some interesting talks. And this idea was growing more and more in our heads. And then we came back to our to my partners of the office and said, "Wait, we have a good idea, and maybe we can start a new business to solve our problem and maybe the problem of a lot of other clients
Mm.
too." And that was the main story, how we founded site. And at the moment, where are we staying at the moment? We are about 30 people at the moment in the startup.
Mm.
And we are yeah we are covering Germany at the moment. Next year, we want to expand to the EU, and we are of course founded by or backed up by some founders and financial or VCs, and we will do our Series A in the next year. That's the plan for it. So we are more or less a scale up, I would say.
Nice. Okay, cool. And yeah, I think you've got something prepared to share a bit about the solution and the platform.
Yes, I will. So, okay, just will present some slides. So yeah, it will be in German. Sorry for that. I think but it's easy to understand because I will explain it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we found the site because I mean I explained it. It's very hard to find really projects that are worth to build something. So it's the energy demand plays a big role, and it's very time consuming to
Mm.
find the right site and to build and to find a decision. And the normal way of doing it is like you go to a geo portal in Germany, and then you put in the cadastral data in your CAD or BIM program. You build up your blocks, then
Mm-hmm.
you calculate the areas. If you're very good, you also calculate the costs, and then maybe you calculate the subsidies, and
Mm.
then you do the decision. But this takes a lot of time. If you're very fast, I would say you can do it in one day,
Mhm.
but it takes maybe even longer.
Yeah.
And our vision was like, can we shorten this into like real time?
Mm.
So the vision was to click on a map and have all the details of the existing building, and of course the potential. What could you build there, and what does is the cost and all the stuff. So that was the idea, like a Google Maps, like an enhanced Google Maps, to be honest.
Yeah.
And that was the idea. And now we are providing our clients, and our clients are like banks, real estate developers, and realtors or real estate agents.
Mm.
Like, and we have asset the data for the asset, like existing data, what's built there, building potential, energy demand, energy potential in PV form. We have a refurbishment plan, and we have a due diligence. And maybe it's time to jump right into the demo, but maybe just one word about the technique that's maybe good to understand how we work. So we have three main sources of data. It's a cadastral data for like where the sites end and where the house is ending. Then we have the LiDAR point data. This is like a 3D scan of the whole city, or like in fact whole Germany, and with all the trees, with all the terrain and all the stuff. So it's very important. It gives us the 3D approach here. And then we have the last thing is the satellite image, and we combine this. So then we have a very good idea of what is there, what is given. And we trained our own AI. So everyone knows about, like, so you have to train an AI, like this is a cat, this is a dog, this is a cat. And we trained our AI where this is a building with potential, and this is a building with non-potential. And we also, of course, sorted the type of potential. So if you could put something on top or in the garden, or you have to demolish it. And we trained this model about, I think, half a year. With 10,000 labels, with 8 architects. They have to do it every evening. We call it Property Tinder because we built our own software for that. And that's the AI, and we won the German AI Award for this. And yeah, that's the core of or it's one core of our technique, to be honest.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, great.
So I will just jump right in the demo. And let's go. Okay, so normally you've got an address. Like, I want to know what could we do with this house.
Yeah.
You can see, you put in the address here, it's quite complicated, Mecklenbecker Straße in Münster, next to the like the little lake here.
Yeah.
And you can see the combination of the 3D LiDAR dots with the cadastral data. Yeah. And we also have a very more rough model, but we don't use it. We have it too, but we use this more. And you can also see that we squeeze out the data, what we're seeing here in on this left-hand side. So you can see that there's a living or residential house on it and the garage. And we give you the idea what's the amount of gross area on it, what's about the height. Here are some figures that's important for the planners. It's a combination or ratio between the footprint and the side and the floors and the side. So it's important to have these figures here. Maybe it's a German thing, I don't know. We have the energy efficiency, we have the soil sealing degree, we have a PV potential all over the year from the roofs. We have the acknowledge of the building year, the stories. Is somebody living under the roof? That's important for the heat and energy demand. All the surfaces, is it touching cold or warm area? So it's very important for our calculations. And so this is a bunch of data we have. And now, normally, if you ask an architect, he has to gather this data. Yeah? It's quite important to have this data. And then what is the architect doing? First, he will draw like a plan. What's about surrounding? So what is the typology of the houses? And we have all this. The AI knows it. We have maps for that, so you can see the usage type. You can see the ratio between the floor space and the site. So where's the density in the city and where not? So you can see it like with these colors here. We also have the heights of the buildings. We also have it in 3D, of course, like for whole Germany. We have a soil sealing plan, combining the soil sealing plan with the trees. We gather the trees from the LiDAR dots. We have like a cadastral data, how high the trees are and how wide they are. It's important because if there's a tree, maybe you can't build there, right? If there's a big tree. There are some laws in Germany that's important for that. We have, of course, the ages of the building. And we have the ages of the sites. And we also have, this is maybe the most important thing at the moment, to switch off these layers here. We have the energy demand of all the buildings. So it's calculated by the AI. It's even also real AI. It's not a calculation. I will show it to you later. And we have PV potential. And this PV potential is done for every roof. What's the name for it? Every roof. I don't know. Every side of the roofs. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
So the architect will do the following normally. He will calculate or look at the surrounding. Just do it here with this bit more rougher style, and then he will measure like, okay, what could I build here? Maybe I can go a bit more into the garden because this is the area here you can build there. So it's about 357 square meters on ground level, and then you can maybe build like 2.5 floors, something like this.
Yeah.
So looks okay, right? And but you don't have to do it because our AI is telling you what you should do, and this is done by this dashboard. The dashboard says that you can't build higher than 2.5 floors. That's done by the neighbors, and even we tell you that you can't higher than 12 meters. But the potential here on this side is in the floor space. Yeah, you can enlarge the footprint, of course, of the house, like enlarge it by 230 square meters. And this by 2.5 floors means that you can put in, or the potential of this, the building potential of the site is 922 square meters in total. And there it doesn't stop. So now you can calculate what are the costs, the cost for this site, and what should you do. So you have the demand, the asset here. This is the column for the asset, all filled out by our AI.
Yeah.
And then you have the middle column is like redensification. You build something new and refurbish the existing building. And on the right-hand side, you have the demolishing of everything and build something new. And all the data is coming into here. So we have how many flats you could build there, how many parking lots you should build there, what's about the rental space you can create here, what's about the price you should pay for the house, what's about the costs of building something new, what's about the cost of the architects and the planners, what's about the financing, what's about the rent prices there at the moment, and what's about the rent price if you build it and are ready with selling the final house. What's about the subsidies? What's about the price of buying something there, and what's about the price of selling 1 square meter? In English it would be square foot, or in England it would be square foot, I guess.
Yeah.
So we have all this data, and then you can calculate how much it will be and how much you can pay for the site. That's the most important thing we can squeeze out here. And also we have a data sheet for like the micro macro analysis. What's about the house? What's about the social economics? Who's living there? What's about the age? What's about the income and all the stuff? So what you need to know for a bigger project, how big should be the flat, or what type of like housing, or what type of real estate should you build there? It's very important that you have a good product for your clients, of course. So we have sound, noise level, what's next to the side, what's about the reachability, so train station, bus station, what's there, what is built there at the moment, so that you can see your competitors and other stuff. And last thing we offer is, just let me show it to you, is a refurbishment plan. So here you can see, I just switch here on this building. It's an existing building we have. You can see all the data here. It's provided by our data center. and you can see what type of or what yeah type of, I don't know the word in English, to be honest, what you should do first and what you should do second, and what is most economically the most intelligent thing you should do with this house, because um, it will be much more and more expensive,
Mm.
and maybe you're not so energy efficient at the top, if you know what I mean. So we calculate what's maybe the best ratio between
Yeah.
economic and energy demand. So we end up here with the facade and the ceiling of the cellar
Yeah.
and the heat pump installed. And then you can see, okay, I just spent 106,000 euros here. And here we are not finished with our development at the moment. You can see it's not ready yet, but it will take in account how the rents are in rising, and
Mm.
what's about the price of your building. So what ratio is the best? What you can do here. So that's all in the system, and also you can search for every single data point we have for each of the 51 million sites, and so you can search for buildings, to be just an example, that could be very, very interesting, because you can search for buildings that are easy to refurbish, that are worth to buy.
Mm.
And that's done by back calculation of our residual value. It's the price you can pay for the site. And if this is calculated correct, you can just say, hey, I want to uh, show me the sites where I can do 10% of EBIT.
Mhm.
And then it's calculating and showing you these sites where you can get really 10% of EBIT. And this is
Nice.
not on the market, it's off market. Every single site in yet here in Münster, where I'm located at the moment, is shown, but you can do it all over Germany. And of course, we want to expand it to the European countries. And so you can see very interesting sites here, because this site here is interesting. Why? You can see it. There is a redensification next to it. So that the neighbor has done a new build here, and the
Mm.
AI knows it, and is also showing you that you could build here much more. And if you jump into the calculation tool, oop, I'm too fast, you can see that buying the house and redensificate this site is much more worth. You can see 3.2 million. It's
Mhm.
much more worth than just demolishing and build something new. So
Yeah.
it's very, very nice shown here that their like identification and refurbishing is the king. And in Germany, we have a lot of subsidies at the moment for refurbishing to keep the goals for Europe, of the reducing the carbon emissions. Yeah,
Okay.
that's our way to show it. We go a very, very economic approach here.
Definitely. Okay, great. No, I can see all of the different potential use cases and how, yeah, between loads of different roles or jobs where people can use this. So like you said, the architectures, the real estate agents, the investors, the banks, everything. I can see it's quite a full-on platform. You've got you've got so much data. So I think my first question off the back of this is is it hard to access the data? Was that to collate everything together?
In the beginning, so 3.5 years ago, it was quite hard. We really were like sending hard disk to the authorities and get the hard disk back and put it into our system. Nowadays, you can download it, so it's better. But I think Germany is one of the none of the first movers in this digitalization.
Okay, okay. So when you spread into the other countries as well, it should be
It's better.
better.
So I think all the data is given in Europe.
Perfect. Okay. And then, so who, I know we've said that there's quite a few different use cases, but is there a customer profile that tends to buy your platform that mostly uses it?
Yeah, it's the realtors or real estate agents. I don't know
Yeah.
what you were saying. Um, and it's the project developers. And a new client group that's growing fast are the banks, because the banks also have a real estate area. Like they, of course, sell something, and they also have realtors.
Mhm.
But they also have a financial area or part of their business, and they want to, like help their clients to um, invest into the future and refurbish their homes,
Mm.
and therefore they can easily scan their clients or their clients' address and address their clients by themselves and go for acquisition very actively,
Nice. Okay.
like proactive. Yeah.
Yeah, and before there was software or your platform available, the route that most or everyone would have to go would be hiring an architect to have a look at the site, going through it all manually, which takes the time of the architect and the time delay of for the client as well, but then a lot more cost, um, and not as accurate results. Would that be fair?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's time consuming effect and also very costly. So we try to, yeah, combine the data and give you an idea in real time. Of course, you need an architect for later stages and the later process. But at the first, you can have an idea and can decide, okay, we should do this or that.
Mm. Yeah. Okay.
So we shorten the process.
Definitely. Definitely. And are there many competitors in your space doing the same things or close to what you're doing?
So, yeah, good question. Not the same. So there's no competitor, even I would say worldwide, who's doing all this together.
Mm.
But there are competitors in refurbishing, of course. There, I think it's a it's a shark tank, to be honest. Refurbishing. There are a lot of apps, and I also would say there are more detailed competitors, of course. But the biggest problem is to approach all these different things, and this takes a lot of time.
Mm.
It's like a silo game. You have to approach this and other app or websites, and we try to combine it because I know that it's pain.
Yeah.
Um, and first of all, for the first decision, you don't need this very high detailed information.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. And how do you, so you take a data back to or data analytical approach when it comes to all of this, but are you taking the same approach across to sales? Because that's how we like to approach sales, is looking at as much data as possible. I imagine you're similar in that regard as well.
Um, yeah. So how um, the way of selling this product is quite um, interesting because the the real estate branch in Germany is not very digital.
Okay.
So it's about fairs. You have to go to fairs. And our online strategy was like building the brand
Mm.
first. And we hired first two sales person, like SEAs, and we have visit every fair and have a booth there and sell it by like really old stuff like prospects and
Mhm.
make a lot of demos and invite our clients, of course, or invited maybe leads first, and then we gain the first clients. So it's a very how can I say it? It's an uh,
Like yeah.
offline approach first. Now it's like more inbound marketing or inbound leads than outbound at the moment. So the
Nice.
brand works quite well. So the people know us and they are booking direct over like our CRM our website. But online marketing, like with ads, is quite, I would say it's quite tough.
Mm. And
I
do
don't
you,
know how is it how it is in UK, but online marketing for B2B is quite a tough game.
mm, I think, well, from my perspective, the challenge probably is because people aren't searching for necessarily searching for your solution. It's a very
Right.
educational style. They're not aware of it. Otherwise, they would have already been an inbound inquiry. So then you have to go down a very educational route. And then, yeah, if you're paying for ads, well, what search terms, what would people be searching for? That would mean that they're actually interested in this solution, and finding that is very hard, especially in traditional industries. So I can I can see that. So going the very traditional route of prospecting, attending fairs, and everything like that. Do you have a capacity of how many people you can take on? I take it because now you've built everything, you can take on as many people as want the platform, right?
Oh, no, I mean, it seems to be that we are ready, but we are never ready, never finished the software. There are a lot of things to do. I think we have about 1,600 client wishes that we should implement into our software. So we are far away from finishing it. And there's a lot of good ideas coming up this year, and a lot of very, very interesting features. But our team is about 4 people, 4 ICAs, one business development team. So we got about 5 to 6 person who are really selling the product.
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. So, and how does your monetization structure look? Is it a subscription model?
Yeah, it's a subscription. It starts with a very like low price for realtors and project developers and 290 euros per month, but we have really yearly contracts.
Yeah.
And the highest class, like premium, is about 1,290 euros. But there included is like a service by architects and energy consultants. So we have our own architects here in at site, and also energy consultants who. So, if there is a client calculated the site and said, okay, this is quite nice, I really want to go deeper into it, we can offer them the service. So if the client books the premium package, it's included. So we're developing everything like a complete design in one day, 24 hours.
Nice. Okay, very cool. So how are you just obviously Germany's the focus for now. How are you deciding when to go into other countries, or what other countries to go into first?
Yeah, there are different ideas, and I have to consider and find out this year where we should go. So first, it makes sense to have the DACH, Austria and Switzerland. Um, but we also have to have a look where the market is really growing. And the Baltics are very interesting for us. So they have a good working economic field, and the Scandics are also interesting for us because they have very good data.
Mhm.
And of course, then UK is quite important, but also the US market is quite important.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, that will be considered, I think, until the summer. You have to know.
Okay. And how did you find growing the business when you've had slower markets in Germany? So across the past few years, did you see it slow down a lot? Did you stay consistent?
Our business didn't slow down, so we are like tripling our growth every year. Um, and I think it was so we built this first idea of the building potential, right? So that was our first approach. And we rolled it out in 2022 in January. And 2 months later, the Ukraine war started,
Mhm.
and the economics go down the drain in Germany. And we switched from building potential to asset to the building, the buildings were given there, to the renovation plan, all stuff very fast. But like a pivot, in fact. And I think this combination out of refurbishing and building something new was quite the interesting point for our clients.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. And are you finding now that the market's picked back up a lot more in 2025 and
Slowly,
okay,
slowly. Yeah, slowly.
fine. And is there, so you said obviously the different use cases and where most people are most people are on the platform already are in this certain field. Is there one that you are saying actually we want to diversify more into this field and get more of these clients like the bank? Do you want to get more banking clients, for example? How does that look?
Yeah, we are really heading for the banking clients. That's why we have this normal sales team who is approaching realtors and product developers. And first, we also go for banks with this team, but then we split it up because, and we talk about sales and leads. So we have a cycle of 3 months
Okay.
for our product. It's quite fast, I think, for B2B. And the banks are quite slower. To approach a bank, it takes about 6 to 8 months, I would say.
Yeah.
So that's why we said, okay, let's divide these teams. One team is only going for the banks to have a better better prognosis for our pipeline, and the sellers for the normal product or for the old clients or for the existing clients can sell the same story like they have done the last year. And the business development team is more flexible, smaller, and that's why or how we do it. But there will be some point or a point in time that we combine it together again, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that that makes sense because yeah, like you said, the banking, the longer sales cycle clients, they need more nurturing, they need more relationship building and everything like
Yeah,
that. I
yeah,
can see how that works, and yeah, I think if so, what I've seen a lot in different businesses here is they have like the key accounts teams, which would be like your banking clients, so key
yeah,
account teams, and then they have the faster pace, like slightly smaller businesses that can move faster, and those key account teams are working on the larger clients, but also the clients where you're trying to win them off of competitors, because sometimes that can take longer in the sales cycles as well. But yeah, I think that is the best way of doing it. What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge then for you for the rest of the year for 2025? What's the biggest focus?
I think one of the biggest challenges is to get a better or sharper ICP.
Yeah.
You said it in the first sentence after the demo that we have a wide range product, and of course this comes with a wide range of clients or target groups, and we need to define the best ICP for us, or the best maybe 2 or 3 ICPs, and that's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
And of course, as more clients you can get, as better you can dig into your data and to find out who's the perfect person to approach. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, because when you've got that ICP nailed down, then you can then maybe introduce more of the online marketing side of things because you can talk about the certain messaging to the different ICPs. So you can build even a website or a landing page around a specific ICP and then have it for all the different ones,
Yep.
which will make it easier for you to, well, get faster conversions, better conversions, and take more market share because then it's although the back end of the product is the same, how it's positioned is different. So then it's so much easier for the prospects to understand their value, their use cases. So for for when I was a real estate agent before, so I can see direct use cases of when I would have used it as a real estate agent. But then if I landed on the platform and maybe I wasn't so much on the day to day of like valuing properties, then it may have been harder for me to understand where to go with or all the value maybe. So maybe only seeing certain parts of value, and then that can sometimes lead to less conversions because they're saying, well, I give it at €100 a month value, but then you're charging
Yeah.
290.
Yeah.
So, but if they actually understood all the value that they could get from, then they're happy to pay more than 290, if that makes sense.
Absolutely right. And that's absolutely that what we should or have to do. Yeah.
Mhm. Perfect. And can you share how many users you've got at the moment, or is that confidential because of the investors?
No, users, we have more than 1,000 on the platform. And we have also some free users. To be honest, I don't know at the moment how many thousand users we have per month, but it's quite a lot. Yeah.
Nice. And do you have a goal of saying, I want to get to this many users in the next year?
It's more a goal of revenue than users.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm definitely keen to catch up again, maybe this time next year, and see how many extra users or how much extra revenue or whatever metric we talk about you've grown. Because yeah, I see the value in the product and the solution, and I think it will be interesting as well to see how you develop those ICPs across the next year.
Yeah, nice. Of course, we'd love to, Cormac.
Well, thanks for coming on, Mateus. And yeah, where should people check out you or the business? Where should people go?
On www.syte.ms.
Perfect. All right. Cheers.
Okay, cheers, man.